2.
Meet Dave of Delusions of Grandeur, actor, producer, and director of films like Tales of the Forgotten. He has come to assemble a team of freaks, geeks, and even worse, film nerds, to discuss films ranging from mainstream to downright crazy. There is Tammy car enthusiast and Dave's fiance, Dustin reptile expert and overall horror collector, Jake environmentalist and fine art film critic, and finally Brandon, a therapist with a love of film that can only be seen as insanity. Together under Dave's leadership, they are inside movies galore. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
To heal. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting film journey here on Delusions of Grandeur. I am one of your hosts. In fact, I am your host today. So I have brought a film to that I subjected to these two miscreants this week. And one of them is a rotten squab. But anyways, I decided to subject them to the movie Tremors, which is a film that was filmed in 1990 while I was growing up. I was, believe, 6 years old at the time, but by the time I had seen it, it was already hitting the TV stage of the things. And I think this is actually one of the better creature features of the 90s. It is directed by Ron Underwood. It stars Kevin Bacon, Reba McEntire, let's see, Fred Ward, Finn Carter, Michael Gross, who was from Family Ties, Bobby Jacoby, Cheryl Stewart, Tony Gennaro, Ariana Richards in her first role, I do believe, which she went on to become that screaming, annoying blonde and a girl in Jurassic Park. Yeah, she was the little girl on the pogo stick. Richard Marcus, Victor Wong, Sunshine Parker, Michael Dan Wagner, Conrad Backman, B.B. Bish, John Goodman, John Papas, Tom Woodruff Jr., among others. And it's definitely a film. So let's go around the room and let's see what IMDb says about the film before we go around the room. Let's see. Natives of a small, isolated town defend themselves against strange underground creatures which are killing them one by one. Very vague. So let's start with you, Boris. Was this a first time watch for you?
Yes, it was the first time, and I found the movie pretty good. Based on the IMDb poster, I thought the creature was going to look like a rip-off of something from the Alien franchise, but in the movie, it's not really like that. It's it's pretty good, pretty suspenseful with lots of good spun down moments, which are kind of my favorite part of it. Not gonna lie, uh, it does have some fun characters, some good humor. IMDb says it's horror comedy. I think, okay, maybe it's a little bit more horror than comedy, but it does still have some humorous elements. Uh, so yeah, I pretty much enjoyed it.
Okay. Is that pretty much it then for you for right now?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, heading over to you, Tammy. Was this a first time watch for you?
Oh no, I think I saw this. It came out in '90.
Yeah.
I might have even seen this one in the theater because
Okay.
I remember. I do remember the hype of this when it came out. Um, and everything. And I know they were making there was a big deal about that Kevin Bacon was in it, because everybody really liked him in Footloose. So for him to come back and be in this, you, I think that was part of the hype of the movie is because he was in it.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, I liked it a lot. I was like, um, I like creature movies. Okay, whether it be a big tarantula or a big ant or scorpion or a swamp thing or I like
Yeah.
I like I like creature movies. I
Or a
always have.
blog.
Blob, yep. I like yeah, it's just something I've always liked. I've always liked the creature things because it's like, you know,
A
um
lot of
Especially
it
if
was
it's an original creature, something new.
what if
well,
it was a giant carnivorous squab?
I
Well,
guess
if
I
you're gonna
think part
make
of
that movie, I'll watch it.
I think maybe part of the reason as I got older that I like creature movies is, we as humans do so many nasty things to each other. Okay, and in the movies we can get kind of gross as to what we do to each other in the horror movies. That is just kind of like I'd rather watch a horror movie or whatever that it's not a human doing something to a human.
Well,
I'd rather I'd
oftentimes,
rather I'd rather it be a creature, an alien or like I said, uh, you know, a 50-foot ant or things like that. I'd rather watch horror movies with creatures than with people. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was something totally, like you said, a totally different creature, something we never seen before. That makes it even better. And and then to see how the people in the movie get around this thing, and it makes you sit here like, okay, well, if that thing was like really here, what would I do? You know? So we got it easy.
Yeah.
We're basically on the third floor of our apartment, so it's just kind of like, okay, just walk tentatively. We should be just fine. Put headphones on so that you can't hear the movies. But yeah, I got a kick out of it. It was fun. I think the creature idea was a good idea, and I think what they have the creature be able to do, and also that it seems to be getting smarter through the movie. is, I think all those are really good things, and it keeps people interested. And of course, like we said, there is some humor in it, so that helps. That's not a straight on horror movie, you know.
Well, yeah, if it was made more seriously, I'm not sure, like in the 1950s kind of thing. I'm not so sure that it would have been received as well as it has been.
Right. You know, there's definitely some good stuff. Definitely some good actors in it too. So
Oh yeah,
I think they had a decent cast.
yeah, for the most part.
So that's all for now.
And
Yeah.
me, I'm not sure entirely when I first saw this, but I remember seeing bits and pieces of this and being like, "Wow, this creature was well made." Uh, it's got these tentacle things. It's something out of a H.P. Lovecraft novel. You know, it's
Nice comparison.
it's definitely like
Cthulhu.
because it's definitely Cthulhu like. But the creature is actually more alien of nature. I mean, it's not your typical earthworm. uh
I forgot what they called it. They did call it something, but I
yeah,
forgot.
initial
Yeah,
I think they started to call it a graboid.
Yeah.
yeah, they were squabbling a bit about what they were going to name it, and I think eventually it became Graboid.
Yep. But that's because it grabbed on to what their truck or what not the guy's truck. But in any case, I enjoy the movie for what it is, and you know they accomplished a lot on the screen on what they could make the creature do. So, let's go into plot line here. So we got a couple of dudes who evidently live in a small town up in some mountains. It looks like it's like in Texas or Arizona or something like that. Let me see if I can figure out where exactly Tremors was actually supposed to be. Um,
Uh, Geography may not be my strong suit, but
where was
based on the
Tremors
movie,
supposed to have been? Let's see.
Well, the town was called Perfection.
Okay, the Perfection, Nevada, is where they were. So
okay,
I,
I
when
wouldn't
I
be
said
wrong.
Arizona, I was close because Arizona is right either under or around Nevada. So, um, and it seems like this town is like in between like a mountain pass of some sort. So there's some construction going on. But these guys, they seem like they're ex cowboys, but they seem like they're they are a team that seem to work together. Um, and I guess what they do is they take care of the trash of the town.
They seemed to do the odd jobs. Like they were putting the fence up, then they had to go do the trash. Then they have something else that they were supposed to do. They're like the odd job guys, you know?
Yeah, they do the crummy crap that nobody else wants to do, and they have like their equipment that they use. In fact, I even think that the equipment that they were using was actually run by the Chinese dude by the name of Cheng. I think his name was who ran the convenience store in town or whatnot, which was more of like a grocery store. ish, almost like a Trader Joe's or something like that. You know.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that they're, you know, they're just by somehow they ended up there, and I think they're just. It sounds like they're like biding their time if they can try and figure out a way to go work somewhere else. But until then, they're the ones that, yeah, they fix fences, they do the garbage, they do this, they do every little odd job that there is to do.
And there's a smattering of trailers that people live in, and maybe like one house. Because I think there's a craft lady that lives there with her daughter, and uh, the guys played by Fred Ward and Kevin Bacon end up deciding that they're just going to finally quit and like take to the road, you know. But on their way to deciding all of this, they run into a seismologist, a college student, who had come up to uh, track the vibrations that are going on in the area. Which I guess there's a line that I like that Bacon says on the way over to see this new chick. Let her be blonde, blue eyed, uh, legs that go all the way up, or
It
some
was
shit
green
like
eyed,
that. It was green eyed.
blonde, green eyed. Um,
Yes.
yeah, and the legs, yeah.
And the legs that go all the way up. And when they get over to her, she's just this plain Jane, and she's got this white crap on her nose.
Sunscreen, yeah.
Yeah, sunscreen or whatnot, and she's kind of like this geek, you know. So she's a little bit mousy in appearance.
Yeah,
Well, not exactly
a
what
cute
they
little brunette.
expected.
Cute little brunette.
Well, she wasn't exactly cute at first with that white shit on her nose, but but they meet and greet, and then they go on, and I guess they're at Chang's place, and they connect their tank to. Uh, it looks like they are actually taking care of the bathroom situation. Uh,
Yeah.
and their tank thing just kind of explodes on them, and
Buddha.
they're like kind of like, well, fuck this. So they go to their trailers and they grab everything thing of theirs and put it into their truck, and they're traveling on their way out, and the craft lady who lives in the house with the little girl tries to stop them because she needs some stuff in Bixby, which evidently is the only town around for miles.
Like 38 miles, I believe is what they said.
Yeah, and she tries to throw free beer in with it, and I love this next moment because they're driving away from it, and they're like, I can't believe that we passed up free beer. Um, but I think what they do is they run into the construction workers, which is on their way to wherever, and I'm just following their journey for the most part right now because and then I'll backtrack a bit because there are some things that go on um while they are on their way out of or trying to go out of town or and get away from it all. Um, and they almost make it, but they end up finding, I guess, a guy who they knew who looked like he was stuck up in some electrical thing, and they don't realize that he's dead. But
Well, they see him up there, and when they first are going into town, they see him up there and say, "No, we wouldn't want to have to do his job." And then when they're going back, he's still up there. They said that didn't seem right that he was still up there in the same spot. You know,
Yeah, so
so they
we
go
could kind of
then they go to check on him.
and everything that they do whenever they make a decision, I like the fact that they do rock paper scissors. But it often seems like um, Fred Ward's character wins, um, or not wins. Uh, he loses. I think his name is Dallas. Kevin
oh,
Bacon.
Kellen Bacon is Valentine.
Valentine. Okay. Kevin Bacon is Valentine. So Valentine ends up losing to the rock paper scissors, and ends up climbing up, and he's the one who runs into the fact that dude is dead. And so the next moment we see that they have gathered his body and brought it to. Evidently, there is a local town doctor who lives there with his own. I'm not even sure if it's his wife. They seem like they're together. I'm assuming so. But they basically are saying, hey, he's actually been up there for days. He died of dehydration, and they're all kind of like, huh? How? Why was he? Why was he up there like that? You know. And it's around this time that we actually um we see that the construction workers are using, those machines that dig into concrete, and I believe it punctures evidently the one of the creatures, and it gets sucked into the ground, and while it gets sucked into the ground, the cord wraps around the one dude's legs and drags him into the mountain. And
That's
the
a
other
neat
guy,
scene, though. That's a neat scene, though, because the thing is, it's going to tear it up the concrete with with the machine he was using, and it's just going. All you see is the thing going down the, you know,
yeah,
and the guy
and
being
dude
drugged.
dude is screaming away, and the other guy, he's not so bright, and he's running after his a friend, and he gets uh killed by the boulders that fall from above. And
oh, no.
these boulders are kind of what blocks the road.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, Rangers now.
yeah. So we so that is the like the first technically accident that happens, and then they find the guy that died of dehydration. And then, of course, we also see a farmer who is gardening his crops, and the sheep are moving from one side of the pasture to the other side, because they know that something is going on underneath them. But then the farmer's hoe gets sucked down into the ground, and then so does he. And you can kind of see their fear, you know.
Yep. Then the guys come along and find the construction workers, and well, and like because they see the one hard hat there with like I think it's brains in it,
Yeah.
and they're like, dude says to Valentine, and he's like, oh yeah, they take off, and I think that's when they find the farmer on their way back.
Well, they find the farmer's sheep are unattended.
Right,
Uh,
but then he lifts up his hat, the hat that they find on the ground, and they see the farmer's head.
yep, and that's why when they had brought the body of the one guy to the doctor, that's why they mentioned the farmer there. So,
And during
uh,
this, they go to leave the construction site, and Jude thinks that Valentine is got the truck hung up, and it isn't hung up. And he kept telling him, "It's not hung up. It's not hung up. I didn't do anything. It's not hung up." And we later find out when they get back to the stand, it wasn't hung up.
correct.
Hell yeah.
Turns out that there is this uh, well, there is this snake-looking thing that had grabbed onto their truck, and they end up selling that piece of whatever it was to Chang, and for $15.
Yeah.
And of course, the kid that's there, he's kind of a jerk. He comes screaming out with it and scaring people with it.
Yeah, because
But
everybody's trying to take pictures of it. I don't know about you guys, but I would not be trying to touch that
I
thing. I
found
would not
him
be
hilarious.
getting anywhere near that thing.
oh, you would not be anywhere near that thing?
Oh no! I mean, when they took it out, when they took it from underneath the truck and everything, it's like
Right.
everybody's saying it's dead, it's dead. It's like, are you sure that thing is? Yeah.
Well, and while all this is going on, the seismologist, a girl, her machines start to go off because of everything that's going on. It's actually capturing some of like what's been happening on the machines. It's just I don't think she's realizing it as of yet. In fact, it kind of like follows her a little bit without her knowing, you know. But
Yes.
I guess later that night, the doc and his wifey Pooh or whatnot, they're trying to settle down for the night when all of a sudden, their generator went out, and he went to go check on it, and it's completely disappeared. The cord and everything is in the ground. So wifey is trying to tell him no, get away from it. He's all saying, here, help me with this. And all of a sudden, the generator gets spit out of the ground, and he gets sucked into the ground. He's screaming to have her help him, and he just gets sucked in, and then she gets scared off by the snake-like thing that comes out of the ground. The tentacle starts to come after her. She runs over to her grocery go-getter station wagon, and knocks on the transistor radio that's inside, which she doesn't realize has pretty much just signed her death warrant because them things we find out follow noises
And vibrations.
and vibrations. So even if you're just talking, they can hear those vibrations.
Yes.
So
I think, yeah. I think the with you know, I guess you're getting into about the what happens to the station wagon.
Yes, the station wagon. Well, you don't expect things to swallow a whole car.
And what do you expect? A teddy bear in a car?
You don't expect what happened. I mean, they sucked the whole darn thing. You know, station wagon trunk side up, or
It had
you know, it's
truck.
sunk like the Titanic. You know.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, it didn't exactly sink like the Titanic, but it went straight up, and then got sucked straight down. You know,
It's
and
kind of
that's when you see the headlights like in moving around and shit. You know. But and when they come and check out what happened to the doctor, they find the headlights still on and the license plate. You know,
and, well,
later
they
on.
hear the music, and because that stupid radio is still playing.
Yeah.
So then they follow the sound of the radio playing, and that's when they uncover the front end of the car with the lights still on and everything, and they're like, "Oh."
Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because at this time, Reba McEntire's character and her
Bert.
husband Michael Gross are out there. They know what's going on now. Now these guys got like a full arsenal and stuff in their house and everything. These guys they're big time into their guns and all
Guns.
that stuff. Yeah,
In fact, the fact that Reba knows every single gun is kind of freakish, you know?
yeah. But the guys are looking for the girl, and so are they. You know, because now they realize that there's something going on. Because now they've all grouped over at the store, and you know, these people are dead. These people are dead. This is so they're going to find the girl so they can regroup, and
And the guy who plays Nestor, I recognized him from a show that I used to watch and now own, the called The Pretender, where he played a creepy ass guy that was always on uh, a respirator.
Huh.
But in any case, Nestor was the one that if you realized he was on top of a trailer and then he got sucked through a tire
later on.
later on.
But yeah,
He
the
he
guys finally find the girl though.
Yeah, they do find the girl, and uh,
That's when they realize they all what's going on because she's got, and they realize that well, before they find the girl, one of the best parts because the guys were going to try and get out of town, and they come across they're they're trying to get out, and they come across the see, were they on the horses when that happened, or were they still had the vehicle?
oh, that was
When
when they were on the horses.
Kevin Bacon got chased,
Yeah,
that was one of the best ones. When he got chased by the damn thing, and
yeah,
because they had
that was after they had actually um pole vaulted over some rocks to get away
no, no,
from.
no, 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 because it was before that, because the when the thing chased him and smashed into the concrete and died, that's when they investigated it and they saw what it really was because they peeled the concrete back and they saw how big it was. Remember with the
Okay,
girl?
yeah, and then that's when she uh popped her head over the side and was like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yep,
And then
and
she
that's
realized that the darn thing was there, and then he popped open a rock, and that's when the tentacles fell out of the concrete.
when they got to see what it really was. And then Bacon was at the other end, and he's like, they realized how
I
big
found the
the thing
ass
was.
end.
Yep. But when he got chased and the thing, and he, and the thing hit the concrete like that, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
Oh
that
yes.
was pretty awesome.
He's like, well, I guess
And
you can't go through rock.
well,
By the way, can you still hear me?
yeah, definitely do hear you.
Okay.
Although you sound like you're further away.
Ah, yes, actually, I am.
But
But
ultimately,
that's when they get together with the girl, and she realizes through her papers and stuff that there is three more of them out there. That there was four total, but now that he killed one, there's three more, and now they got to figure out how to get to her truck, which is that's fun. They do the pole vaulting thing.
yeah, they get to this formation of rocks, and then they're just sitting there waiting, and so they throw something down there, and the thing is still fucking there. And they think that they're screwed, and she's the one who comes up with the whole pole vaulting thing. She's like, I don't know about you, but do you know how to pole vault? Zoom. And then Fred Ward's character, well, he tries to, and his ass comes right back. And Kevin Bacon then goes, and you see them. Then you see them pole vaulting across the rocks. I thought that part was cool.
Yeah, that looked neat.
Yeah.
Of course, they get to the truck and they're like, "Let's do this all at once." And of
Yeah,
course, the tentacle is coming up and trying to get them. She can't entirely like push herself through just yet, so she's trying to put the keys in the ignition and trying to reach the pedals, while another tentacle has smashed the window right next to her. And finally, she's able to press one of the pedals, and I don't know how they're able to do all that and keep the darn truck straight. But they are.
yep,
And I guess that's when they all group back at Chang's place.
yep. And then they're like, well, now we understand why dude did come down from the thing.
Yep. And somewhere where before they get up onto the okay, so the one kid, he keeps pranking everybody, buddy, but then suddenly uh he like gets attacked by one of them things, and then they think that he's cried wolf or whatever.
Yeah, he was playing with the basketball, and the thing came
Yeah,
up and took the basketball.
yeah, it took his basketball ball, and then he was like, then he ran to the outhouse, if I remember that.
Yeah, he climbed the pole and was up there screaming.
Yep.
I actually found that scene quite funny.
And the chick, well, she ended up in this water tower.
Well, before that, the funny part was, um, she got tangled up in some barbed wire trying to help, I think, the little girl, because Kevin went to go save the little girl.
Yeah,
And
the little girl was played by Ariana Richards, which she's got these headphones on her, so she can't hear anything. But she's apparently trying to jump on the pogo stick and figure out how many times she can do that.
but the thing is, they realize the thing is going for her.
Yep.
So
And the little girl at first is like, "What the hell, man?" And then her pogo stick is taken, and she's like, "That's when she screams." And that's the first scream that you hear before
then
she's actually.
the funny thing is the thing ejects the pogo stick. That's funny.
Yep. Although you don't get to hear her scream as much as she did in Jurassic Park.
No, but then they went. Then the thing went after the lady, and Kevin went to go help her, and she's all wrapped in barbed wire and stuff. So it was kind of like, well, that's one way to get a chick out of her pants.
Yep, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah.
At the time. Well, if you don't know how to get a chick out of her pants, that's one way that you can. But in any case, I just thought that was a little funny.
Yep, because now they're all regrouping, and they're all asking her 20 million questions, and she's like, I'm just as baffled as you are, and like, but you're the scientist, and she's like, but this is unprecedented, I don't know.
And I thought it was actually pretty good when they were running down that porch, because the porch, however they were running, that thing was running underneath, and it almost yeah, bringing the porch wood up. I thought that was great. And then on the inside of the convenience store, one of them came up from underneath, and you had an almost Jaws moment with Chang.
Pretty much, yeah. I actually do see some similarities with Jaws.
Just for the fact that that Chang was inside the mouth of the fucking thing, and it was like eating him.
Yeah, because it came up like the jaws would come up out of the water.
Yeah,
up and got him. That's why.
Yep. So, I mean, it was definitely a moment that reminded me of Jaws, the movie for a moment, and but everybody then scrambled to the roofs, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Except for Bert and his wife.
And the girl, she got knocked out of the store, so she went on top of the water tower.
Yep. And then we have the moment where Valentine is calling over the radio to Bert and his wife while they're in their weapon artillery compound.
Oh yeah, wasn't that pretty badass?
Yeah, that was pretty badass because and Reba was pretty badass too. I mean, she was actually helping him more. Bert, because he got the darn thing grabbed onto him and started dragging him towards it. And if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't have gotten out of that thing right away. She shot that one tentacle to shit.
But yeah, they hear that over the radio and outside. All the firepower. You could hear her all all the shooting.
Finally, he got an elephant gun and shot into to the fucking thing, and that's what killed that one. But then when they got on top of the roof and were shooting at another one that was nearby, his wife made a comment. Hey, you're hitting that with the elephant gun, and you're not even getting it. So you almost wonder if the outside of the thing is tougher than the inside, you know?
Well, he said that the gun was not, they were they're good at the shooting and stuff, but they weren't prepared to be shooting through ground. Is what it
Oh,
was.
concrete.
Even dirt. They weren't prepared to be shooting through that.
Correct.
So while everybody's trying to figure out something, they go and make these bomb things and get a whole arsenal that they have on top of their place, because the thing comes around and flattens the tires of their vehicles, so they can't go back into town.
Meanwhile, there is one that's fucking with the convenience store or and its foundations. And one of them decides that they're going to use the tractor to distract, and they automatically tie something to it to make it go. It works for a little bit, and I believe it's
Valentine's running to go get that front end loader.
Yep, because they decide that they're going to go get the crawler, the cat crawl, and they realize that they can attach like the trailer to the back of it, because they want to be able to carry everyone. And they do eventually get everyone inside, although Bert and his wife were lollygagging behind with trying to get all their ammo in. Meanwhile, while the graboids are trying to grab on to the fucking thing, and I do think that they didn't realize that they actually laid a trap for them. They had evidently made some hollow earth, like in the road that they were taking with the tractor, which is why the tractor fell, and they that's when they decided to make a run for another groupings of rocks. And once they get there, that's when they decide to go fishing.
Oh yeah, when they throw that one and the thing comes and grabs it, and here we go, Boris, spit out.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately for them, the second one is a little smarter.
Yep, it spits it right back up and right back over, and it actually blows up most of the rest of the bombs. It just so happens to spit the damn thing and have great what is it? Aim.
Yeah.
And Valentine happens to have the last grenade or bomb or whatnot, and everybody wants him to throw it, but he's like, he's the one that is like, this one is smarter than us. I'm not so sure I want to waste my bomb on it. So he decides to make a run for it, and everybody doesn't nobody realizes what he's doing.
But then they realize that he doesn't have the lighter. So then all three of them are running to
Yep.
the, and they get the thing lit, and they still don't know what he's up to.
No, but all he gets them to this cliff, which now I think they realize what the heck he's trying to do.
But I think that's
Um,
funny. He throws it at the thing, and it hits the back end of it, and it makes the thing mad because the
well,
thing, it goes faster.
yeah.
And
Oh
you know
yeah,
it's going faster because it's like you can hear it. You can see that it's going faster, and it's going right for him, and they're all yelling at him and stuff. And then he gets out of the way just in time, and he's like, "I hope you can fly."
Well, and he's like, we used to do these with the horses.
oh yeah. There is a scene where a poor horse gets killed.
Yeah, I didn't like that part.
Yeah. Not as bad as the part in Never Ending Story when Tex got sunk in the swamp.
Yeah, 'cause that was a little bit more dramatic. Yes.
But
Yes.
in any case, that's pretty much. That's pretty much getting us towards the end because we have this moment where the college girl is all happy that she's getting to cover like exactly what happened. It looks like some police have showed up. Um, and it looks like they're readying their truck and getting tires re-put onto the truck, and looks like they're preparing to leave. I guess Valentine is working himself up to continuing a relationship with the girl. And you see him go over to her and he basically just kisses her, and that's pretty much the end. You know,
Yes.
so, and that's when the credits roll in. So, that's pretty much the movie. I mean, it's got a lot that went on, um, in it, and I just think the creatures are cool. The place looks desolate enough. The deaths were interesting. Uh, I didn't really see a dull moment in here. Okay, so maybe the tentacles were a little bit rubbery looking, but I like the fact that they were slimy yet satisfying. You know.
Right.
I mean, the fact that they made it them look believable. I mean, when he picked up the ass end of that fucking worm, I was like, damn. They made that thing look fucking real,
Yeah.
So
You know, if there is one issue I have with it is that throughout the movie we get quite several moments of them saying they don't know what that creature is or where it came from or how it came into existence. And in the end, we don't get any answer to that question.
well, none of them were rocket scientists. Let's just put it that way. So it's not as if like we had someone who was brainy on the subject. We knew that they were like, well, they look like these prehistoric worms. You know, they weren't exactly alien. All we know is that they were these underground worm monsters, and they were attacking people. And that's all that you really need. You don't really need to know exactly what the fuck they are. Seeing what they were doing, and seeing what who they were killing, and you actually got to see the monster. You know, it's.
Yes.
I mean, you got to see it come out of the ground. You got to see it, see what it saw, because it was kind of it was kind of ingenuous that you could actually see what they were seeing too. You know, because evidently they put a camera on the sucker so that you could see it from its point of view too. So that was different. So what they were these big gigantic worms that had tentacles and teeth, and evidently it was hungry. You know, that's what it
Yes.
was. Eventually, you realize that there are at least 7 movies and a series devoted to this franchise. They kind of, I think, over time, uh, bring a science to it. At least by the second to third movies, and the one person that is consistent throughout the entire series is Bert. Bert is the one that kind of goes on throughout. Although Fred Ward's character shows up in the second movie, Bert's character is in the rest of the movies and the series. He's he's what keeps it going.
Oh,
So,
so you said this movie has sequels.
yep, it has 6 other sequels and a series devoted to it.
Oh, hoot hoot.
So, I will at least take us through the movies. Now that I've started it.
I don't mind.
But in any case, what did y'all think about the production overall? Tammy, what were
I
your
thought it was
thoughts?
I thought it was good. I mean, the setting was believable. Um, it looked authentic. The creatures were definitely great because they're something you never saw before. So it was great imagination for these, and I think they did a good job of maneuvering the creatures around and everything, and um, actually, making them get smarter as the movie went on, and everything seemed basically for real. And I mean, um, I don't feel that they used. I mean, I know it's 1990, so but I don't feel like they used a whole lot of what I want to say. Um, I think, however, they made the creatures move and stuff wasn't. I lost the word. you know what we normally see for creatures nowadays. Um, you know what I'm trying to say, David?
The graboids.
Yeah, they're
Their creature design.
no about how they make a move and stuff. It's not
It's not CGI.
Yes, that's what I was getting at. I don't
It's
Oh, really?
it's practical effects.
Right. I don't think there's, even though it's 1990, I don't think they were really, I don't think they were really using CGI in it. It seemed more real, whatever they did to make these creatures and then to make a move.
Oh
You know,
wow.
to me, they did. And I think that's, you know, even when they made the ground move from them being underneath it, and they'd make the ground come up and stuff as they were tunneling and things like that. Um, I
I
think their
will
expe-
s- I will say that the practical effects team behind Tremors also was behind Robin Williams' Jumanji.
Ah,
I think
Um,
I think they did a really good job. I mean, I don't in 1990. I don't know. CGI was like not that big of a deal yet. I don't think back then.
right.
well, the Tremors creators was Amalgamated Dynamics Inc., otherwise known as ADI, and the team was Alec Gillis and Tom Woodruff Jr. Puppets and animatronics, full scale puppets and quarter scale miniatures of the graboids were built, allowing for detailed creature interaction on set. There were on-set illusions for the moving dirt mounds. A tractor dug a trough. A buoy was placed inside, and the trough was covered with a dirt mat, then pulled by a truck to simulate the creature's movements.
That's what I'm talking about. This wasn't a CGI movie. This was practical. People had to use their fucking brains and make these things work, make it happen. You know.
Well, truth be told, even if they did use CGI, it would actually take some brains to be able to do that CGI well enough.
I don't think this movie would be what it is if it was CGI'd. I think
Okay,
I,
that's
I think it
probably
being done
true.
the way it was just right because it to me it made it look more real. And I think if it would have been CGI'd, it would not have seemed so real and everything. So I think production did a really good job.
I think so too. I think that if it wasn't for the way that they looked, and the way that they were different, and the way that they moved, or whatnot, you could tell that they were created by a team that knew what they were doing.
Yes.
You know,
Do you agree
so
this movie would not be what it is if it was CGI?
oh no, it definitely would not. It's just like the sandworms of Dune would not be what they were if they were not if they were um see, I was disappointed by the recent Dune. I do think that the fact that certain teams use animatronics and things of that nature, um they look better,
Right.
you
I
know.
mean, it would be like trying to imagine Jaws as CGI. Jaws wouldn't be would Jaws if it was CGI. Same thing.
Yes.
So I think they did an awesome job. You know, from what how the way the town looked, the way the people looked, the clothing, the setting, everything. I think they did a really good job.
Yep. And
I agree.
it was a relatively small cast too, so I mean, it it wasn't like they had a humongous like cast to work with. You
And they
know?
didn't really have that big of a set either. It was basically all contained to a certain area, you know.
Yeah.
So it's you had you had the one house where Reba, their house.
Yep.
That was the only thing that was the only thing that was further away from town, but the town was all right there, you know.
Yep.
And then you had the few shots that of them, you had some of it that they were out in the open area, but I mean, other than it was still basically I would say a small set, and they probably didn't have to do a whole lot of building. Maybe they built the structures, but other than that, I think they basically just used the environment, the land. You
Huh.
know, I would think. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I would think that they just used the land that they had there, and that was enough for the other props. You know.
True. So this Amalgamated Dynamics Inc. Their credits include Jumanji, Alien vs. Predator, The Santa Claus, and Starship Troopers.
Mm,
They also brought their practical effects to a movie called Harbinger Down.
okay.
So I just thought that was kind of cool to hear some of the other movies that they were involved with. But what
Do you have
did you?
anything to say about wars?
Yeah, did you have anything to say about the production overall?
I also think it was quite good. I'm surprised now that you pointed out that there was no CGI involved because I didn't think monster like that could be put together entirely without CGI. I mean, it was a really complex creature. So yeah, if there really was no CGI, that's really damn impressive.
Yep.
And also, like as you imagined, I like all the spudal moments, the explosions and stuff. That was pretty enjoyable.
I I cannot say as to all of the sequels were done by practical effects. I would have to say the second one might have been, but anything afterwards,
I'd say the second and the third one are still, but then when you get past that is when they start,
using it more in the franchise, which is
yeah,
kind of
'cause
sad, but it is what is.
you got to figure out. Well, I don't know what years the other stuff came out, but figuring this was 1990, you know, as you get up in the years, that's when CGI starts coming in more and more on movies. So that's something you got to take into to think about. Up until like 2000, I would think that there's still not much CGI. It's once you hit like 2000, any movies after 2000 is when you start getting more and more and more CGI. You know,
Yep.
which is unfortunate. I mean, I don't have anything against it, okay, really, but I like movies like this where people had to use their brains. They had to come up with how to do this. They had to think of how to make this work. They weren't just. I mean, I realize the people that realize CGI takes know how and it takes brains and everything too.
And it takes
But
money.
yeah, but to me, you're not using your your imagination and your brains as much when you're sitting at the computer and you're making the computer figure out how to do this, and you're using this and this and this to do it, where you had to actually hands on use your brain, use your imagination, and hands on do this. You know,
What are your thoughts on what they do nowadays with AI?
I just don't. It's nice and it's great effects and everything, but a lot of the stuff nowadays, it's like it doesn't seem as real.
No, it doesn't seem as tangible.
Yeah.
Huh.
With this seems more real. This seems more like that thing could actually really happen. Look at that thing. Now, if you CGI the stupid the worm, he doesn't look like he's that real, and it doesn't look like he's that believable. You know,
And it also depends upon how good the CGI technology is too.
right? Sometimes they will use the CGI really good, and they do make it really believable, and sometimes they just go
That-
overboard to where there's like, yeah, there's no way, you know.
And sometimes you get sci-fi channel CGI, which looks like shit.
Right. I just always like the stuff that seems more real. That's all. Like I said in the beginning, I like creature movies. Well, a lot of the creature movies until you got into the 2000s were done like this. People had to use their imaginations and think about how to do this. You know,
Yeah.
look at Tarantula, that big, big, big tarantula walking around.
Yeah.
And they did not have CGI for that one.
No, that was basically having a big screen in the background for the most part, and a lot of it was camera angles.
But that means people had to use their brains and their imagination.
Yep. But in any case, heading forward, uh, did anyone enjoy the music?
I honestly didn't pay that much attention to it. I was having fun watching the creature.
Actually, this time I did notice the music. I like that country music quite a bit. Because of that music, when we were discussing earlier which state the movie took place in, I was going to guess Tennessee, but I would have been wrong.
Okay. Well, I do believe that the one who composed the music for this was Ernest Troost.
Who?
Um, and he was also known for composing the music behind Dead Heat, which I don't know if you know that movie at all, Tammy.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I know I own it, and I think I own it on a 4-pack bag with some other stuff, but I believe that was a zombie a movie from the 80s. But let's see. But Ernest Troost was the one who composed the music for Tremors. I'm not sure if he did it for any of the other films in the franchise per se, but I don't know. I guess I found it serviceable. Um, it did its job a job, and it wasn't exactly something that I paid attention to myself. So,
Well,
um,
actually, that's the impression that it kind of contributes to the comedy aspect of the movie. Like the music sounds kind of relaxed and chill, which is in contradiction with what's actually happening, which in turn somewhat to some extent alleviates the tension and gets and it gives the movie mm, a layer of comedy.
okay. So I think we are now at the favorite scenes and or favorite characters. So, Tammy, uh, what was your favorite scene or scenes and or favorite character?
Kevin Bacon was my favorite character. I get a kick out of him. So he's funny. And my favorite scenes, well, my first one is when Kevin outran the thing and it smashed into the concrete.
Yeah.
And I think my second one was towards the end when he out nobody knew what he was doing and he got it to the cliff that he right before the thing goes he was like, I hope you know how to fly. And I did like the one that they blew up. That was cool. You know, when they were doing their fishing expedition and the thing came up and grabbed it, and they're like, everybody goes and scrambles, and they're like, wait for it, wait on it, cook. Also, kaboom! And then there's like um, the insides falling on everybody. Ugh. So,
Okay. What about you, Boris? Favorite scene or scenes and or favorite character?
Favorite scene? Well, I really liked all the explosions, or as I like to call them, spoodaus. And the death scenes were kind of morbidly funny. But actually, I think my favorite scene is the one where Bert and Heather kill one of the monsters in their basement. That was, like I said before, pretty badass. I
yeah, that was a
really
good one.
like.
It's like
Yeah,
how many bullets or whatever did they go through?
yes. And favorite character, well, that's kind of difficult to choose actually. I do like Valentine since he is uh, kind of the bravest one and the one that takes initiative most of the time. But I did also like Bert with his all his stuff with the guns and the strategies how to survive these kinds of situations and all the shit he is equipped with. So he was also pretty cool. But I also liked Melvin for being a comic relief character and a prankster. The, I did also like all the banter and the general dynamics between Valentine and Earl.
I do believe that Melvin comes back in the series, but and I think he might have come back in the third movie.
Huh.
He isn't in any of the ones after the series because I do believe that there are three after. But in any case, um, is that pretty much it, Boris?
Oh yes, I think so.
Okay. My favorite character is characters are in between uh, Valentine and his buddy, played by Fred Ward. I get a kick out of either one of them. Um,
Yeah.
but more so, I think Kevin Bacon, because I feel like even though this movie is technically supposed to be campy and corny or whatnot, it's actually done with a somewhat serious intent. Um, I do feel like Kevin Bacon shows his acting chops in here. And you have to remember this wasn't his first horror movie either. He was actually in one of the Friday the 13th movies. So, um,
Yeah, he I think I know which one. Yeah, he. I think he was in a. I think he was making out with a girl on a bed
yep,
on that one.
yep. But he also gets one of the best kills in there too. So, or but in any case, so we do have my favorite one of my favorite scenes is when the car gets sucked down.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I
Yeah.
love that one.
Down.
Yeah, I mean, what other movie is there a monster that sucks a whole entire car down underneath the ground? Come on now.
Oh.
Ass end first.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
Well, I guess you could say that these creatures are butt creatures.
I mean,
Espe-
there was so many good scenes in here. You know.
there are. I mean, when the one gets smacked into to the back of a cement wall, that I mean, you hear the fucking smack. Uh, and then when they go and investigate it, that's when you get the ew moment, and the tentacles fall out, and that's when you get and I like the fact that at least with the creatures you get to see blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get to see
Yeah.
the blood of the creatures, if anything else. You don't get to see. Okay, so you get to see blood a little bit, because I
The
believe that they're
construction
on
work.
the construction workers, so it's not bloody, but it's not unrealistic. You know,
Right,
the
because it's you don't get to see a whole lot of blood with the people because the creature sucks up in.
for the most part, yeah.
So
So, but it's not unrealistic where you don't get to see them with cuts and shit like that on them. Like there were cuts on the lady's legs. You could see that there were cuts on Valentine. If you could see that Melvin had actually Italy gotten a cut on his leg.
love you.
You know.
Yeah.
Um, but other than that, that's pretty much. I mean, I like both moments that. I mean, he ran it into a cement wall and he ran it off a cliff. So, um, and there were definitely some blown up guts.
Wow.
And you got to see some of those tentacles shot to shit. So
So,
I thought, yep, shot to shit. Yep.
Nicely
Um,
worded.
Thank you. I thought that was pretty good, pretty darn good. But other than that, did anyone else have anything else to discuss on this movie?
I don't think so.
You, Tammy?
Uh, yeah. Sorry, I just got cat scat. Um, no, this came out in 1990, and like I said, I'm pretty sure I saw this in the theater, and now we're in 2026, and I still enjoy watching the movie again today.
Yeah, it's a good movie too. If you haven't seen it in a while, it's a good movie to rewatch, watch and whatnot, because there are even things that I still catch. Like I caught this time around that Chang's name was on the tank that they were using. It said rent a Chang on
Well,
it.
I caught this time around that the little girl, the little blonde, was from Jurassic Park.
Yep. So
So like, it's one of those that I own Jaws, but there's been plenty of times I'm looking for something to watch on TV, and Jaws is okay. I'll watch Jaws. You know, and this would be another one if I was looking for something to watch or whatever, and it came on, it'd probably be like, oh hey, cool, okay. It's
it's
one of those.
actually been a while since this one has been on TV. Hey?
Yeah, I don't think it's been on lately, but it is one of those though that I'm glad I have it in my collection, and I don't mind rewatching it. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, hopefully you ladies and gentlemen out there have enjoyed our discussion on this film. If you have not seen it right now, it's not streaming anywhere truthfully for free, which is kind of stupid. I would I'd like for this one to be able to be seen by more people, instead of
Really,
us
this isn't
having.
on Tubi or anything.
It's not on Tubi. I think it's on Amazon, but you actually have to pay for it. And I think it's on the you have to pay for it on on YouTube.
I would think a
Uh,
movie this old you wouldn't have to pay for.
Yeah, they're
it's
uh, they're being goofy about it.
I guess they pick and choose which ones they think people got to pay for. So,
Yep.
it
So,
well,
seems that
and
time.
I'm not even sure who actually owns the rights to it right now at this moment either. I know it was Universal for the longest time, but who owns Universal? I think it's Disney who owns Universal.
Oh no.
So, I guess it's thanks to the mouse. Another thing you can thank whoever's in charge of Disney, but Disney owes a lot of money now these days. So,
Diego, he said mouse.
not that kind of mouse, Diego. If I ever see you with anything that even remotely looks like a Disney mouse, I will take you out and shoot you. Um, Myself. But in any case, like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't seen the movie, go out and see it. And when you do, come back to our discussion and let us know whether you like the movie and whether you like our discussion. And then we'll see you back here in 2 weeks because we're taking a week off because some of our side of the family didn't get to get together to celebrate Christmas because some of us were sick. So at the time. So we're getting together with at least some of my mother's side of the family come this weekend, and then we'll be back. With hopefully something cool. So,
Yep, you have two
Boris, you
weeks.
have time.
Yes, you have 2 weeks to figure out something.
Well, a week and a half,
Oh yeah, a week.
Yeah.
because I want to know not by this next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday,
Oh, fair enough.
and I will be hunting you down.
Are
We'll
you
send one.
going?
We'll send one of the worms for you.
Yeah,
I
just don't shoot me to shit.
won't shoot you to shit as long as you do what you're supposed to.
Fair enough.
Yep, fair hoot enough.
Hoot hoot.
In any case, everyone say good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Inside movies galore, just makes you just want more. We've had all in the world of media to explore. Horror, anime, or Curious George. Our love of new things was our reward. It is the best night of our week.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.